Yes. I hope I am audible to all of you.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, friends. Good evening. Welcome to the final session number 6 of a 6-part series, which a few amongst us were doing for the purpose of IIA Elections 2023 and for the purpose of encouraging candidate electorate interactions so that the electorate gets information before it in order to have a better decision-making ability for casting his or her vote in the IIA elections. Friends, as part of the finale, we have with us none other than architect Lalichan Zacharias. I am sorry that I spell it as Zacharias. I
Correct.
deeply apologize. I have been corrected today by a colleague of mine, not you, sir, some other colleague. So it is Lalichan Zacharias. And architect Zacharias is the presidential candidate for the team The Way Forward, the team TWF. This session is going to be approximately of 45 to 50 minutes of time. But if questions remain interesting, yes, we may extend the session a bit more. So, Mr. Zacharias, welcome to today's program.
Thank you for the invitation.
Sir, I would like to start. I would like to start from the point, your manifesto or your team's manifesto, perhaps. You and your team are interchangeable for today's session. And this is the manifesto which I have in front of me. Can you briefly highlight a few points of your agenda which gets reflected in this manifesto for the benefit of our audience who have joined us for today's session from various parts of the country?
Thank you. Good evening, all. It's great to meet you all in this eve of our election, the IIA elections, and get connected to all of you. I am fortunate to lead a wonderful team named The Way Forward as the presidential candidate. Our mission is to make IIA a collaborative, comprehensive, and member-centric organization in the service of our nation, society, environment, and profession. IIA is in existence for the last 106 years. And let me use this occasion to salute all those leaders who have nurtured this organization in the past and held it together. That's very important. The IIA is held together for last 106 years. And we are fortunate to be the members of this great organization. Although we are about 1.5 lakh architects registered with the Council of Architecture, only about 27,000 architects are the members of IIA. It is still, I would say, it's still limping at 27,000, just 15% of the total registered architects. Why are the architects not choosing IIA membership? I think this is a time that we have to address this question. See, as the only organization of architects in the country, people should have been walking in, people should have been asking us, give us a membership of IIA after getting registered with the Council of Architecture. They should immediately come to us, come to IIA for membership. But why it is not happening? And where is the disconnect? We have to think about it. We are 106 years old, but we have never addressed this question. Why people are not voluntarily coming in for membership of IIA? We always say we need to push the membership of IIA. In the past, we have given awards to the chapters and centers for pushing, for getting more members. But it should not be like that. We should make IIA attractive to the members so that they voluntarily come to IIA for membership. So we have, under the 6 headings, we have certain agendas put together to take it forward if our team the way forward, get elected to office of IIA. Under the various sections like member-centric, professional and international collaboration, administrative outreach, academic, finance, and publication. Let me start with member-centric, which is the most important thing. IIA for many years have placed itself as a good organizer. Today, IIA can get easily 600, 700 members for a national program organized by it without any, because it was not the case. If you take about 10 years, 15 years back, it was so difficult if you organize something to get members sitting there. We have even the history of national conventions with just 300 people sitting. So we have passed through that, and now IIA is a very good event manager, I would say. They can organize programs very effectively, but this increases the visibility of IIA. But we have failed to address the issues faced by our membership, our young architects, our women architects. You take across lots and lots of problems, issues which were supposed to be addressed by the institute is not done. We think IIA need to come forward to address the issues faced by architects beyond our membership. So what was happening is we were addressing problems of our members only to a certain extent, but we are just 27,000 members out of that 150,000 architects sitting in the country. We cannot say that we are just addressing issues for only our membership. So for example, take a political party. The membership of that political party may be very less, maybe in few lakhs comparing to the crores of people in the country. But that political party actually represents a large chunk of people in the country. So like that, we are only 27,000 IIA members, but we should address the issues faced by the fraternity together, the architects, registered architects in the country together. We need to reach out to that 85% of the architects who are not our members. We need to address the issues faced by our young architects, most important. This is where we need to get connected to all those young architects who are passing out of the college. We need to introduce a mentorship platform for those young architects who come out of the colleges to guide them how to take their career forward. Today, what is happening is, for an young architect who comes out of the college, does not know how to take his career forward. Who is there to guide him? If he has his parents as an architect, or an uncle or a neighbor as an architect, probably he will get help. But otherwise, after coming out of the college, there is nobody to guide him. He don't know whether he should start his own office. He don't know whether he should go and work with an architect. He don't know whether he should go and work with the government. So IIA is the right platform, right organization to provide this platform at our centers, sub-centers, chapter and national level to mentor these young architects who come out of the college. So if we provide such a platform, this is the first occasion where which they will get connected with IIA. But today what is happening is some of them even know about IIA after getting into practice for 10 years, 15 years, then they get to know there is some organization like IIA there. So this gap has to be bridged. We need to create more opportunities for our younger generation to interact with our peers of our profession. That is also very important. We need to organize seminars, workshops where these younger generation get to interact with our peers. We need to give them more opportunities to publish their works. So we have already started doing that through our journal, to publish the works of young architects, the students. We need to open up collaborations with and exchange programs with the foreign architectural offices wherever possible. We need to build the member-centric roadmap to the entire relationship with the membership of IIA. We need to introduce welfare schemes like indemnity insurance schemes for our membership. This is one area that we have not attempted, we have not ventured into so far. See, today there are a lot of cases coming up against architects because of lack of supervision or lack of design problems. There's some loss happened to the client or accident happens in the client in the site. So architects are penalized for this. But of course, architects will be penalized for this. But we need to introduce some sort of a support to those architects who are suffering from this by introducing an indemnity insurance scheme. We tried it earlier to do it in the chapter level, but now they said the insurance companies offered us to do it in the national level if it is introduced. So we would like to take it forward and introduce such a scheme for our membership. Now, coming to professional international collaboration, we need to take steps to increase our members' participation in government initiatives and public sector projects. For this, we need to remain influential. This is a very important thing. We miserably failed in getting connected with the governments or the policymakers. So we never attempted to do that. I don't know why, to a certain extent, by the chapters or by the national body. It is time that we have to remain influential with these government bodies and policymakers so that we have to be party to those things that they make, the policies, the new programs, the projects. So we need to get connected with them for us to be invited. We were waiting so far that they will come forward and invite us. But I think we should go that side. We should get invited by them. We should tell them this is the only organization representing architects in the country, and that invitation should come to us from them. We need to enhance the relationship with the international forums like Arcasia and IIA. In Arcasia, we are already fairly good representation we have, but one disconnect is there. There are a lot of exchange programs for young architects and students happening in Arcasia, but this information is not trickling down to our membership, to the young architects. So this gap has to be met. We need to encourage more and more people to go and participate in the programs organized by Arcasia. It is in the nearby countries. It is not that difficult to go and participate in these programs. And also, we need to increase our presence in the IIA. IIA activities, although we sent a representative from IIA elected representative, but the representation in the IIA activities has to be enhanced because that is where you get the real international connectivity. We need to establish international centers of IIA. This is one area where we have not ventured. See, there are quite a number of countries where more than 100 architects in one country itself sitting members of our institute. We need to establish in such countries, we need to establish our international centers. That will be very useful for us to get connected with our own members sitting in these countries and also through them to the architects of that place. Then we have to, in the administrative outreach section, we have to do a lot of work in the head office, because today we know things are not that very well managed in the head office. If we need an information from the head office, it is not easily got. And there is a lot of mess up in happening. We don't get a response whenever we contact. This is all because it is not organized. So we have to completely organize the head office and digitize it completely so that all the data we need can be effectively stored, and whenever we require, we can get it retrieved. We need to decentralize the powers of chapters and centers and sub-centers wherever possible. And if you look at what is happening in the current elections also, many of the centers, sub-centers does not have, if you look at those candidates, the list of candidates announced, there's no names there. So because we attempted to do it from the national level, there is a lot of disconnect happening in these areas. I think these responsibilities of electing their representatives should be restored to chapters, centers, and sub-centers, and which can be effectively managed by the national body to reduce this confusion. We have an IIA app developed by our Karnataka chapters, a very effective app, and we need to strengthen it further so that it can serve to our complete membership of IIA, and it can act as an information hub for IIA. we need to enhance the image of IIA as a brand. This is very important. When you have to build up that brand value for IIA. This is important because whenever we go for some sponsorship with the companies, this brand value is definitely important for us. Now, coming to the section of academics, we need to widen the affiliation of all the architectural institutions in the country now, because we have a scheme of affiliating colleges with IIA. So far, we could affiliate only around 100 colleges with IIA, but we have about 400 plus colleges in our country, and we need to extend this affiliation to all the colleges. And also, further, we need to start student centers in each of these affiliated colleges. See, when you start connecting with the students right from their educational time, it is easy for us to send us information regarding IIA, and they will know about IIA. We can send newsletters for these students, and they will get connected with the IIA, so that as soon as they come out, they will definitely want to become the members of this organization. We need to create design exchange platforms and practice-friendly portals for positive engagement of architects. And also, we need to develop IIA as a knowledge hub. This is very important. IIA has to be developed as a knowledge hub, and we need to strengthen our library, our e-library, and it should be the best architectural library available in the country, because IIA can do that. It is not that big, and we need to have a database of all the research papers, all the thesis papers, everything available in the country to be available at the IIA head office on a fingertip, so that these things will connect the young architects, the students, with IIA very easily. And now coming to the finances. As you know, many of our chapters are very rich, but IIA head office always suffer to carry on with its activities. They always have does not have enough funds there. So this time we thought the first thing, if we got elected to office, the first thing that we are going to address is this, and we have programs to connect with certain industrial houses, so that the IIA head office finance will be taken care of, and we'll be in a position, we dream that we will be in a position to give handholdings to the chapters and centers for organizing programs by them if it is required. We need to maintain our accounting in a very transparent and accountable manner, and everything should be available to each and every member. What is the finances, how it is handled, the accounts, etc., has to be maintained properly and available to our membership. Coming into publication, we need to strengthen our journal JEA, which is getting published every month right now for the last 26 issues. And you know the change that we could bring in into the journal, and this is considered as one of the best design publications in the country right now. And this journal copies are going to the various other countries like members of Arcasia, and they all appreciate the content of it. And we would like to strengthen it further and get it listed under the UGC care journals. That work is in progress. And also we have applied for Google and Scopus accreditation, which is in the last stages of completing that process. We also need to publish books, research papers of members by the publication board of IIA. Friends, these are some of the dream list of programs, the agendas that the Way Forward team would like to take it forward if elected to office. Let me now introduce you my team very quickly, because I know there is a paucity of time. I think Saurabh Suman will let me do that. Let me introduce first our Vice President candidate, architect Sunil Ramachandra Degbekar. Sunil Degbekar ji is from Maharashtra. He was the honorary treasurer of IIA National Council. He was the Maharashtra chapter chairman and Nagpur Center chairman. He was the IIA nominee in SPA Delhi. He was twice awarded the Outstanding Member Award of IIA. Architect Sunil Degbekar believes that he can contribute in creating a collaborative, and progressive environment for architects nationwide. Now coming to the candidate of the honorary treasurer, architect Vidyadhar S. Vodayar. He's from Karnataka chapter. He's a nominated member of COA by the Karnataka government currently. He's a professor and design chair in NITTE School of Architecture. Was the chairman of Karnataka chapter. Architect Vidyadhar Vodayar believes that through his vast experience, he'll be able to take informed financial decisions to achieve the required financial stability for IIA. Architect Puneet Sethi is the candidate for one of the joint honorary secretaries, and he's from Haryana chapter. Architect Puneet Sethi is the EC member at the Council of Architecture right now, elected as the Northern Regional Representative of IIA to COA 2020-2023. He is the current chairman of IIA Haryana chapter. He was the chairman of the previous term also. Architect Puneet Sethi is a very keen and dedicated worker of IIA who believes in leading the way by showing the way. Architect Leena Kumar, candidate for joint honorary secretary. She's from Karnataka chapter. She served as the chairperson of Karnataka chapter, currently serving as the joint honorary secretary of IIA National Council. She is a core technical committee member of IGBC for formalities rating system of green interiors. She also served as the IIA Awards co-convener for the last 2 years. Architect Leena Kumar believes that she can make a lasting impact in driving the growth of all success of our profession. Architect Brijesh Shaijal is also a candidate for joint honorary secretary of IIA. He is from Kerala chapter. An award-winning architect, won various awards like IIA, IIID, YAF, etc. Served as the chairman of IIA Calicut Center, served as the chairman of Young Architects Committee, National Council, had a very successful, he led a very successful YAF conference at Calicut this year. Architect Brijesh Shaijal aims to contribute to the growth of IIA through his networking, organizational, and leadership skills. Now coming to the council members, Architect Amit Babbar from Northern Chapter, an architect, teacher, and a curator, serving as the joint honorary secretary of Northern Chapter now. Architect Amit Babbar aims to enhance and enable the vital linkage between the profession, industry, and academia. Architect Amitabha Roy is from West Bengal. Is a candidate for the council. As a council member, he served as the EC member of COA and as the NATA coordinator, elected as the Eastern Zone representative of IIA in COA twice. Architect Amitabha Roy proposes to play a proactive role in membership growth of IIA. Architect Asmi Sarosh Wadia from Gujarat chapter. She is also a council member candidate. She has served as the center chairperson of Surat and the current National Council member of IIA. Architect Asmi Sarosh Wadia is looking forward in creating a truly inclusive professional environment for all architects. Architect Srinivas Murthy from Telangana, again, a council member candidate. Architect Srinivas Murthy is a fellow of Indian Green Building Council and recipient of many awards for excellence. He is the international affiliate member of RIBA. Architect Srinivas Murthy looks forward in promoting values of good design, enhance public dialogue, and drive positive changes in the community and beyond. Architect Kapil Mehta is from Uttar Pradesh, served as the National Council member for many years. He served as the chairman publication board and organizing secretary for awards. Architect Kapil Mehta aimed to contribute to the advancement of the architectural community and its impact on society. Architect Mahesh Hiramath is from Karnataka, again a council member candidate, served as the chairman Hubli Dharwad Center, served as the convener YAF, serving as the vice chairman of Karnataka chapter right now. Also, he is an academician. Architect Mahesh Hiramath looks forward to provide mentorship for the next generation of professionals. Architect Mankwesh Prabhu Goankar, he's from Goa. He's also a council member candidate, served as the National Council member. He's currently serving as the National Council member. Member is currently also serving as the member editorial board as one of the co-editors of the journal JIIA. He's the past chairman of IIA Goa chapter and was awarded the best chapter award during his time. Architect Mankwesh would like to drive a positive change in architecture, academia, and practice, ensuring a vibrant and sustainable built environment. Architect Sanjay Goyal, he's from Punjab. He's serving as the director of Ludhiana Smart City Limited right now, and currently he's serving as the chairman of IIA Punjab chapter. Architect Sanjay Goyal is looking forward in promoting high design standards and the positive impact of architecture for the growth and development of the community. Architect K. Senthil Kumar is from Tamil Nadu. He's one of the candidates for as the council member. He's a very senior architect, a recipient of many awards, including the IIA Outstanding Member Award. Served as the chairman of IIA Tamil Nadu chapter. Architect K. Senthil Kumar aims at actively engaging, advocating, and collaborating for the betterment of architects and the built environment. And lastly, architect Yati Muralidhar Tapale is from Maharashtra. He's also a candidate as one of the candidates of the council member. He played a key role in revamping IIA Satara Center, served as the convener for the Mahakon 2023. Architect Yati Tapale is looking forward to bring effective leadership through his wealth of knowledge and dedication to the betterment of the profession. Friends, these are the candidates for the national elections, for the National Council. I look forward and request your valuable vote and support to these candidates so that if we are able to win as a team, we can carry forward effectively the agendas put forward. And I think that is a way forward. Back to Saurabh ji.
Thank you, sir. That was a very comprehensive, at the same time, shall I say, a 30-minute elaborate explanation, a message, a video message of yours with regard to the manifesto and the team composition you are building. I'll quickly take a few questions from the Google Forms which we have floated or amongst the electorate. So there is one question which states, what is the team planning to do for the purpose of reaching out to the public with regard to awareness about architecture, inclusiveness of architects in the public realm?
Okay, this is one area, again, we have not attempted so far how to reach to the public. So we have to see, we usually do invite, during our conferences, our conventions, or our seminars, workshops, we invite architects, we talk to architects, we talk among ourselves. But we are not opening up, we are not talking to the people, the public. They are not aware what is happening. One of the suggestions is to invite them, at least the representatives of them, to our programs, our conventions. And also another area that we would like to work is getting involved in public projects. That is also very important. This also gets connected easily with the public. For example, there are many examples done by our different centers and chapters earlier. I will take an example of the Calicut Center, which did a project in Calicut. They came to know that one of the very old schools in Calicut, government schools is getting demolished, and the PWD is going to tender it for a completely new construction, new building. So the Calicut Center reached out to the government and told them, so this should not be demolished. This is a very old, the heritage sort of building. We can refit, retrofit, and make it as good as a new building. So they, and actually, it is fortunate that they allowed them to do. And it is one of the best examples of such a building, retrofitted, such a reorganized building, which is very green in concept, and which was presented to IIA even, this particular project. And we are very proud, Brijesh is sitting here, that such a project was taken up, and that enhanced their reachability. The Calicut is where architects are easily accepted. And such projects, they have taken many other projects also like this, cleaning up the canals, etc. So such projects make them very popular in the society. So each center, sub-center, chapter, etc. should take such programs, take it to the such programs which is useful to the community, so that our reachability automatically increases.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I hope in the coming months or the coming tenure, whosoever wins, inclusivity with the public is one of the primary common agendas of IIA as an institution.
Definitely.
I move over to the next question. And before that, I would request our friends here, if all of us could switch on our cameras. Not everybody is available in one frame, but if all of us switch on our cameras for the next 5 minutes, it is 5:36 now. If all of us switch on our cameras at 5:40 for the next 5 minutes, then Brijesh ji will be able to take a few snapshots of all of us together. Perhaps he would be using it for a creative or something like that. I don't know. I don't have the details. But at 5:40 for 5 minutes, if all of us switch on our cameras, it's 5:37 in my clock I see on the desktop. Sir, I move on to my next question. Now, there is a question which is very pertinent to people from small time places like me also. I also resonate what I'm going to ask. Will the team, the way forward, TWF is the acronym, also push for local awards and recognition to local architects? Perhaps these are those architects who do not belong to a list of quote unquote celebrated and distinguished established architects. Shall I repeat it, sir, or was I able to?
I got it. So we are really thinking when the team met earlier, we are thinking that the awards, that the national awards for excellence in architecture has to be made a little more elaborate. It should start from our chapter level, or even center or sub-center level. And so that more and more people will be able to participate in that. The advantage of doing it on the lower levels is that during the evaluation, even the jury members can even visit the actual project site at the building that they're evaluating. And these projects will be selected. The selected projects will be pushed to the national award. So I think when you take it down to the chapter center level, more and more people in smaller places also will be able to participate, even if the project is in a very small scale. So we have ideas like that to increase the participation of our national awards. I hope I have answered your question. Or do you have another angle in that?
No, sir. Certainly not. Today we are here to listen to you and not to me. Okay. So I gather what you say. There is one more question which I can see on a parallel screen. What is the proposal, or what is the kind of push, the approach the team has? When I say team, then I mean your team, the team led by you, with regard to the definition of architectural services. Yeah. Perhaps it has something to do with your role at the council also, as an IIA representative from the southern region of IIA of the country. If you could elaborate in a minute or two about it. Before that, I would request my audience, if you have any questions at all, you may either type in the chat box or you may raise your hand. We will be giving a suitable opportunity to you an opportunity to directly interact with our presidential candidate. Sir, please.
Yeah. See, our Council of Architects formed as per the Council of the Architects Act 1972. So one of the lacunas of the act is that our services are not defined. It only says if you register with the Council of Architecture, your title, you can use the title architect, and that's all. And what is the role of an architect, and who will practice architecture in the country, or what does architecture means? All these are not defined in the act. And that is why we got a judgment from the Supreme, the highest court of the country, that anybody can practice architecture and you can protect your title by registering with the Council of Architecture. So this is being now actively discussed in the council, and sitting as an EC member also, we are now discussing and debating on this. We are making a draft. It is under preparation to submit to the government for redoing the Act 1972. In that, the architectural services is going to be defined. And I use this forum to invite your definitions. We are inviting these definitions from many people. We have also written to IIA that please define, according to you, what does the architectural services mean to you? So we will finally draft, after getting all the suggestions from across the country, we will finally submit the draft defining the architectural services in the amended act.
Thank you, sir. I can see a question in the chat box which has been directed directly to me. Hence, you might not be able to view the question along with the other audience. Somebody with the user handle vastukar.com has a question posed herein, where the gentleman or woman perhaps is asking, I would like to know why Be the Change support. Acha, there is a team called Be the Change perhaps. I'm just reading the question and trying to understand. So there is a team called Be the Change. It is supporting the way forward at the UP chapter level, and the fellow male or female colleague is asking, why is there not any representation of the UP chapter in your team of candidates for the national elections? Although I have an answer, but I would like you to respond.
We have architect Kapil Mehtaji from UP. He is one of our council member candidates. I don't know why that question is asked. Maybe because of lack of information.
So Kapilji,
I don't want to comment on any other team.
Okay. So Kapilji, if you can come on screen for a minute and say hi to the electorate.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Thank you. I have another question again from a colleague of ours, and this again I am seeing in the chat box. Zacharias sir, your mail today said in the last point, or perhaps you must have been kind of outreaching the electorate, Lalichan sir. So to have a responsive and transparent leadership for IIA. So this architect wants you to elaborate, what does transparency and responsiveness mean to you, alias Team TWF?
Okay. See, the responsiveness is that, see, the member of IIA at any time, if he needs an answer to a question, if he has got some doubts or some question, if he poses it to the national body, to the president, the OB, or the council, he should get an answer. Let that question be whatever. Let be whatever that question. He should get an answer. He is bound. He has that. It is the right of that member of that organization to get an answer from our leadership. And today, if we are not getting answers to many questions that we pose to the leadership, I think we will change that. If we win this election and we come to office, definitely we will change such a situation, and anybody can ask questions at any time, and that I can give you that assurance, it will be answered without fail. And
so, so just a second, sir, I'll pause you there. So will you make an appeal in the next 30 seconds to the audience to raise their hand and ask a question to you?
open.
Okay. So friends, we have an appeal from the presidential candidate. Anybody who wants to ask a question, I made him pause there. Anybody who wants to ask a question, Sanjay Goel sir, we will be giving you a chance provided there is no person from the electorate. We will be giving you a chance. So anybody who wants to ask a question may raise his or her hand. I will be taking up other questions from the chat box also, from the Google form also. But anybody else who would like to ask a question may raise his or her hand. Yes, Anupama Bajaj, madam. Madam, आपने हाथ कैमरे पे उठाया था. I just was lucky to see you. There is a option in Zoom where you can raise your hand. बताइए, Anupama Bajaj, madam. Unmute yourself. Please introduce yourself and then you may ask your question. Ma'am, you are not audible to us.
I think the sound is not enabled.
Yes, there is a problem, ma'am. If you can just check your sound, we will come back to you. I will go to Sanjay Goel ji, but before that, I'll go to one dynamic person who's combing his hair.
Saurabh ji, can I interject?
Yeah.
Yeah, architect Anupama Bajaj is from Faridabad.
Okay.
I think she is having some issues with the audio, but she has posted her question in the chat box. If that is exactly what she was asking, if she can allow me by nodding her head, I will read that question for the president.
Okay.
What she is asking is, another issue to be addressed is the quality of students passing out as architects by exams conducted by the institute. Presently, it is pathetic, she says. So, your comments, Lalichan ji.
You're referring to the students passing out of IIA examination? Is it? Or generally from the institutions?
No, I think she is referring to the students or candidates passing out of IA exams.
So we will definitely look into that. I cannot often say anything because without studying that, because I have never worked in that IA examination section. I hope it is done quite well. And I am told that that many evaluators who come for IA examination has very good remarks on the students passing out. But if there is a comment which I am hearing for the first time, we will definitely look into it if we get a chance for that. If elected, I mean.
Okay, sir. Okay, I get your point. Sanjay Goel, sir, I'll come to you. Then I'll go to our dashing Rohit Sharma ji. Sanjay Goel, sir.
Thank you, Saurabh bhai. We know around 10 architects from Punjab chapter are here online together. On a screen you can see, and with me sitting he will sharing. Am I audible?
Just breaking a little. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
With me is architect Vikas Sharma from Punjab chapter. We are 10 architects together. On the screen you can see big team from Punjab chapter. Vikas Sharma, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sharma ji.
To connect with you, and let me tell you, we're all working very hard for our team's victory.
Great.
Of course, there are so many questions, but I'll leave it to them after we are victorious. We'll surely sit down and sort things out. I'm sure we really would love to be working with your hardworking team, and we'll take things forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Saurabh bhai.
I think Saurabh ji is disconnected for some reason.
Maybe we can ask Rohit Sharma ji to ask his question.
Yeah.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm Rohit from Orissa chapter. We have a general question regarding the issue which would be addressed or not. My point is that the issue is non-architects, MBA people practicing architecture, employing architects and doing more than 200, 300 crore projects in Orissa. This is known to all practicing architects across here, but still if a 200 crore project can be completed, it is not in a overnight tenure. It also takes its own due course of time, but still no actions have been taken. Would this issue also be addressed at a larger scale level? at a national level?
Definitely such issues will be addressed. And if IIA can address it at our own level, we will do that. Or if it is to be required COA's attention, we will push it to COA also in this regard. But we need a lot of mentoring, lot of canvassing among the architects, I should say, in this regard, that we should also speaking to our members and the architects across to end such practices and promote more and more architects to come forward and work.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, sorry, I was disconnected for a few seconds, I think. So I have a question from Tarun Valecha ji. Tarun ji, we know you for long. You have been part of the committee on young architects also for the tenure, which is about to end in 2 or 3 or 4 days of time. So what's your question, Tarun ji?
Thank you, Saurabh. I would like to ask Lalichan sir, all these things that he just spoke about, I mean, they are very utopian. And the way I see it, it's going to be a humongous task in the coming 2 years to complete, because, we all have known of these issues for a long time, and he's been in the national committee in the previous term as well. Now, my thought and concern here is how much of it do we see really happening on the ground? I can't ask you right now to give us a timeline, but how much of it do we really see it happening is my concern or question, you may say, because there's a lot to be done. When we talk about at the student level, you spoke at the professional level, engaging with the government bodies, none of this is actually happening. It's not that any of this is at like 50%, 70%, and we're going to push further. So can we just have a kind of an assurance from you that, okay, we'll be able to do so much out of it? Okay, nice question. Thank you for that. See here, say for example, with the government level, nothing is happening. We have to start it. Actually, we are saying that we are going to start that process. We have not made an attempt. So at least let us do that attempt. That is one. For engaging with the students. So by establishing the student centers, when I was a secretary towards the end of my term, I have initiated the student centers. We started one in Bangalore, we started 2 in Kerala, but then it was not taken forward. Why, I don't know. But such things will be taken forward definitely. And see, many people have said that you have a long list of agenda before. How are you going to make it practical? Because see, for IIA, if you look at the administrative thing, after this elections are over, there are going to be 23, 24 committees who are sitting and working. And let me tell you that these committees never worked. That is for sure. I know that. But this term, if this team is getting elected, all these committees are going to work. And each committee, if each committee can take one agenda forward, we can easily do it in 2 years' time. So that is how we are going to do it. We are going to decentralize it. All these committees are going to work. See, for example, you'd look at last year's journal committee. So we did that work. No, when I have presented during the first council meeting, when I was nominated as the editor, I have presented a roadmap. I have presented exactly.
That was the second council meeting at Chennai.
Okay. And then see, I have presented exactly how many number of pages it is going to have, which are the verticals that we are going to carry in the journal, including naming the sketches, the travelogue, everything was named. And I have placed the cost before the council and got approved. And we were sticking to that cost even today. But unfortunately, there are certain things we could not see. It was not the journal's responsibility to raise the finances, but that responsibility also was fell on us. But no support from the wherever we should have support received. But still, we were able to do it. So committees can definitely work very effectively. And to that, I will say that all these agendas, you can question us. You can question us every 3 months. What did you do? Where is your agenda? How much did you achieve? We will place it before you every 3 months. That is my assurance.
Thank you very much, sir. That's quite assuring. And honestly, as a professional, as an architect who's aligned with the thought process, and I'm supporting the team. I really have no doubts on this personally, but I'm glad you answered this for the benefit of others who can listen to you. And going forward, as you actually mentioned also about transparency. So, you can assure them as well that, there'll be some kind of a process where, as you just said, though, that every 3 months you can be questioned, but some kind of an automated thing. So everybody knows that, this is what we are happening, and that is how step by step we are progressing.
Definitely, we will do that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tarunji. Thank you very much for coming forward, volunteering, and expressing yourself, interacting with our presidential candidate. We have 4 more hands which are raised here, and as I can see on my list, Tarunji, you can lower your hand. Kapil Mehta ji, your hand is raised. Do you want to answer?
Yes, sir.
Ask a question?
This is not a question. This is just an information that in the Way Forward team, we are 4 representatives from Northern region. And in Northern region, we are about 30% of architect members who are there in the Indian Institute of Architects. So this figure of 4 people exactly is the same figure, the percentage of actual member in the IIA. This is for
So you want to say that you people have kind of also studied demography of the electorate while composing your team.
Yes, we 4 are
Okay.
Sanjay Goyal, architect Puneet Sethi, me, and Amit Baba.
Okay, I take that. I move over to the next person who has raised his hand, an architect, Jalda Balasubramaniam. Sir, if you can introduce from where you belong, and you may ask seek answer to your question. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. I am from Telangana chapter. Actually, I am the contestant EC member. I even served in the last term. One thing is that, sir, in the past 15 days, we are actually canvassing ourselves vigorously to be known and to be voted for us among the 700 eligible voters in Telangana. That means we are actually supposed to canvass ourselves to be known among our own fraternity of a people of 700. But why we are actually not allowed since the beginning at least, that we should reach to the public that canvassing and all is very important for any profession. Doctors are even doing with their work. We have so much house, we have built super specialty hospital and all. And moreover, Vibrant Gujarat was actually promoted by Big B. And government, what they do to the public and what they want to do to the public in future, like they'll actually spend some crores of rupees for media expense and all.
What's your question?
We architects also should be allowed to canvas ourselves what kind of works we render to the society, what kind of work we actually do to the what wonders we can do if we are really given a chance to work.
That is more of a suggestion from your
side. It's a suggestion, not a question, sir. It's not a question.
Okay. So
because
yeah. Thank you, sir.
When I am posting so many posts to vote me, like our members ask me what you will be doing to us as a we are a practicing professionals.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your suggestive input.
And I wish all the team together wins, and we'll meet again on the winning platform.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
sir. Lalichan ji will take one more question.
Okay.
And this I have received directly on my WhatsApp. So IIA, and I get this on the, what shall I say, the manifesto also, which is there in front of me. So IIA is talking about, or perhaps your manifesto, not IIA, your manifesto is talking about decentralizing powers to the chapters, 24 in number, I presume, 62 centers and 22 sub-centers. Now, I would like your very specific inputs, 2 inputs wherein you find that there is not enough decentralization, and 2 inputs which are close to your heart priority, up high on your priority list, which you would immediately decentralize.
Okay, that is, I think I have already mentioned those 2. One is for conducting their own electing their own representative from centers, chapters, sub-centers, etc. If they are given the authority to elect themselves, we can avoid a lot of confusion happening now, which is completely centralized from our headquarters. That is number one. Number two, regarding the conduct of the awards, the IIA National Awards for Excellence in Architecture. These are the two areas that we thought, and also the activities should be more happening down at the sub-center, center, chapter level. That is what we believe, and we will be promoting that more and more, rather than programs organized at the national level. These centers, sub-centers, and chapters should be active and taking things forward, so that that is where you easily get connected with the public, the society.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have a question from, we have a hand raised from Vaitanadin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Vaidyanathan.
Vaidyanathan Palanisamy, sir. Sir, if you may ask your question to our presidential candidate.
You're muted, Vaiti, you're muted.
Yeah. Good evening, all the members who joined this, and all the best for Lalichan. No, you have not touched upon COA. What is your agenda after becoming a elected president? What is your agenda to go to work together with COA?
Palanisamy, sir, from where are you? If you could introduce yourself for the benefit of the audience.
He's a member of, he's a EC member of Council of Architecture. He's from Pondicherry.
Yeah, I am EC member from Puducherry. I am from Puducherry.
Yeah. Vaiti, see, I wanted to talk about some activities of COA also, but when I did in a few meetings earlier, I got a complaint across whether COA is going to take over IIA and things like that. So I just purposefully avoided that part of it. But definitely,
No.
Yeah.
You can do it in brief, maybe a few sentences, not detailed program, just your thought, how to work about with COA.
See, I look forward working together with COA very cordially, because this is very important. I think it is very important for our profession, because we have completely, totally different roles to play as far as architecture profession is concerned. One is COA is a regulatory authority, and IIA is looking after the interest of its members. And often people don't understand where these two organizations are placed, and said why COA is not doing it, why IIA is not doing it, and why COA is not going to the court and things like that. There are certain reasons for that. COA cannot take an issue and directly go to the court. COA requires a completely, if there is an issue, a complaint is required on a specific form, just like we do it in the courts. So such things, I think we should definitely make our members understand the distinct roles of COA and IIA. And I can assure you one thing: if this team comes to is elected tomorrow, we are going to have a very, very cordial relationship with COA, and we will extend all support and wherever required to COA in the future functioning.
It's very nice of you. Thank you, Lalichan, and all the best.
Thank you.
And all the best to your team also. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inputs. Friends, we are in the last 3 to 5 minutes of this conversation. As I find, we are already past 60 minutes, the outer threshold of our meeting, which we had conceived within our mind frame. So if we'll take one more question, if anybody else has to raise a hand, else I would move over to Architect Zacharias to make his vote pitch. Before he makes his vote pitch, let me make my vote pitch. My vote pitch to all the audience and to our viewers on YouTube who view our videos is that let us all at least participate in the elections. It matters second whether we vote for Team A or Team B or Team C, or for that sense any other team or candidate of our choice. It's the second matter. It's the second thing that matters. The first thing that matters is that whether we have cast our vote, whether we have participated in the elections, whether we are exercising our right to choose our leaders. It will be a 2-year term for the next National Council, the state chapter or Union Territory committee, and sub-center and center committees. It would hardly make any sense that we crib sitting on a coffee table, we crib sitting in our offices, we complain on the phone to our colleagues that IIA is doing less. It is a body and institution which seeks participation from members like us. So my first and foremost point I am reiterating is that at least we should participate in the elections. Please note that there is something related to a password reset, wherein I think everybody needs to avail the option of forgot password and needs to reset their password, something which has been done to ensure probably a very free and fair election. So I would request all of you, the audience herein and our other viewers on YouTube and other platforms, that today itself, whenever you find time before end of day and before voting begins, please visit the IIA website, go to the landing page called Members Login, and please do the needful to access your account. It could be a forget password, it could be a forgot password, it could be just retyping and checking whether your password gives you entry into the member login, etc., etc. That's my first and only pitch to the voters: do vote. Now I come back to Architect Zacharias, since we do not have any more people who have raised their hands to ask any question or query. So Architect Zacharias, what is your vote pitch to our electorate? 14,974 voters to be exact, out of the 27,220 members as on date. The last membership number issued is 27220. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let me thank all those members of IIA who participated in this 1-hour session. And also, I once again request all of you to come and vote for us, or all the candidates. And my one specific request is you have to vote as a team. That matters a lot, because some people has told me that I am going to vote for you. I know this person, I know that person, I know from the other team. See, that doesn't work. This is not a few people sitting together. See, when we sit together for this, we should have sharing the common ideas, the common agenda. So it is always better if we get elected as a team. So my foremost request to all the voters will be to vote as a team, so that we can take these agendas forward and we can do something good and meaningful. And that is the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sparing time on the evening, the pre-evening of the voting schedule, which begins tomorrow at 6 in the morning, I believe.
Yes.
Around 6 in the morning. And it goes on, yeah.
6 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. And it goes on till 29th, 26, 27, sorry, 28, 26, 27, 28, and 29. It goes on till 29th, 11 in the night. It is a 65-hour window, but all our voters, the entire electorate, the sooner you vote, the better it is. Cast your vote for a candidate of your choice, for a team of your choice. And if you find merit in Architect Zacharias and his team, do consider him and his team before you cast your valuable vote. With one assurance from Architect Zacharias, that provided he wins, we will be the first ones to have him for an audio-video session. With this promise from him, I will end today's session.
Certainly.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.